what city and what state that you are joining us from tonight. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of people from Massachusetts. Almost everybody is from Massachusetts as of now. Okay. Hi, Perry. Hi, Lori. Hi, KD. Hi, Joseph. All right, so if you are just joining, we only just got started and we want to know where you are joining from tonight. If you can just type it in the chat box. All right. So the next question that I have is, I'm sure if you are here, you are probably not in cybersecurity. But I am very interested to know what field that you are currently in, or if you're in school, what are you pursuing? Again, we can also use the chat box to respond. What field are you currently in? All right, so there's healthcare, and then there's human services. Any more people? MBA. I assume that is Masters in Business Administration. Okay. I really would love to, hear from more people, just so I can know what backgrounds people do have. All right, and there's HR, human resources. All right, and then the last question, I promise, is how did you hear about this meeting? Maybe someone invited you. Oh, RJ is already in cybersecurity. Nice. Friend referred you. I am very curious to know because intentionally there was not a lot of advertisement for this specific meeting. And I assume that majority of it is going to be from friends or a few people that were posted. All right, that sounds good. If you just joined, we just went through these three questions. This is the first slide. Talking about just wanting to know people that are in the chat box, where they are from, what city, what state, what field they are currently in or pursuing, and how did you hear about this meetup? All right, thank you very much, everybody, for sharing. Now, I want to talk about myself. So, my name is Nana Boahem. Currently, I work as a cybersecurity specialist. But what's very interesting is I did not start my career in IT at all. I went through pharmacy school 7 years of my life, became a pharmacist licensed in the state of New Hampshire. But I feel like a light just came to me and I decided to switch path. And that's where I am today, working as a cybersecurity analyst. Currently, I do have the CompTIA Security Plus certification. And then I also work for a wellness pet company based in Massachusetts. So there are other people on the team too. Kwame, also a cybersecurity analyst, has been in this field, I believe, since 2018. Lots of experience. Also has a CompTIA Security Plus certification, has the certified ethical hacking certification through the EC Council, as well as certified information security manager. So as part of the agenda today, I'll be speaking very shortly about what cybersecurity is, um, what it entails, and then how does Shield IT fit into cybersecurity, or what is the purpose or the role of Shield IT, or what is the purpose of this meeting, and the program that we have, how you want, if you want to enroll in it, how enrollment process is like, and then lastly, I'll be taking questions for people who just have questions or just things that I'll go over. So I'm going to start with cybersecurity itself. Also, you'll be seeing in the chat that there is a forum that will be going out periodically. Um, and we really appreciate you joining tonight, but we also want to learn more and to contact you if okay after this session. So back to cybersecurity. What is this about cybersecurity? The first thing that we must understand is this world is evolving. So is technology. In the past, crime was very different versus how crime is now. People would go to stores to rob stores. People would rob people on the street. Again, it still happens, but as more and more people begin to carry less cash, as our transactions become digital, the crime activities have also moved from in-person and physical to digital. And it is estimated that, cybercrime would cost the economy $10.5 trillion by the year 2025. And it's making cybercrime more profitable than the global trade of all major illegal drugs combined. And so you can imagine the amount of money that people make from illegal drugs. And it's estimated that by 2025, cybercrime will surpass all major illegal drugs combined, the amount of money that is made. And so this shows you the need for cybersecurity. When many of us were growing up, not a lot happened on the internet, and not a lot of transactions were happening also on the internet. Now everything has moved, so has the crime also moved, and so is the need for people to be working as cybersecurity specialists. And so the graph or the image on the right, it shows us the security workforce as at 2023, that in North America, there were about 1.5 million people that were working in cybersecurity. Some scope or some area of cybersecurity, 1.5 million people. And this had grown by 11.3% from 2022. And it's also estimated that by the year 2025, there will be 3.5 million roles within cybersecurity that will remain unfilled. Now, going on, the average salary of a cybersecurity specialist is about $140,000 per year. Again, this is not what everybody is going to make, but this is the average salary. And of course, there are entry-level roles that may pay less, and there are also different roles with more experiences that may also pay more, depending on the company, depending on what state you are in, and depending on the different conditions, health benefits, all of that stuff. But the average salary of a cybersecurity specialist is $140,000 per year. Another wonderful thing about working in cybersecurity is you can have remote roles. Your job can be remote, and you can have the freedom to work anywhere, sometimes within the US and sometimes anywhere within the world. And because your job is remote and you don't have to get up and drive to a specific location, there are people within the space that have multiple roles. Sometimes they have multiple roles that are overlapping. Sometimes they have one shift here, another shift here. Some people work Monday to Friday here. Some people work on the weekends here. So there is that opportunity, because you're not really tied to going into an office space. And then, like I already mentioned, technology is evolving. So the opportunities to work and to explore the field in cybersecurity keeps increasing. Now, so how do people get into cybersecurity? And the first one is the traditional education where you enroll in a college, whether it's a community college for 2 years or a regular university for 4 years. And it has its pros and cons. One of the benefits is that you will receive a degree, and this degree will be recognized by, many places across the nation. Another benefit also is that you would have a more general understanding of computer principles. So they're not just going to teach you one thing, they will teach you a lot of things within the IT field and also including cybersecurity. But then the disadvantage is that typically it will cost you about $50,000 and again, 2 to 4 years. And if you only went to school to want to, work in cybersecurity, you will be taught several things that you may not necessarily need. So then it's less focused on whatever specialty that you're looking to break into. So that is the first way of getting into cybersecurity. Now, the second way is on the job training or working to gain experience. And the advantage is that if you're working, let's say you already have an IT support desk job or role, and then there is now a need for cybersecurity within your company, you can be trained on the job. Great thing is you will earn an income while you are learning, and you also have the opportunity to have real life experience doing this. The disadvantage is that it's very slow because majority of the time you have to teach yourself, and then you also have a very limited scope in the sense that you are only going to learn what the job or the role or the company allows you to learn, and then there will be so much gap in terms of knowledge within the overall cybersecurity field. And then there is the third one, and that is certification and boot camps. And that is where Shield IT comes in. The pros is that it's lower in terms of cost, right? $50,000, the minimum, sometimes even more for how much people spend in college. Another advantage is that you would have focused learning. Like you will have the opportunity to focus exactly on what you need, and not learn things that you do not need. There is also a shorter time frame where typically you can finish 400% faster than if you attended a traditional college. The disadvantages are one, it's an accelerated pace. So if you're somebody who's not really comfortable learning or absorbing too much information within a short amount of time, this might be a disadvantage for you. Second thing is that there is a limit in terms of the depth, how deep you might go into, the specific topic. Because let's be realistic, you are not going to be able to learn everything within cybersecurity in 6 months or in 3 months or in 1 week, right? So that is also another disadvantage. And then the last disadvantage is commitment. People feel like I am not paying $50,000 to attend this. I am not spending 4 years of my life in this. It's only a few weeks. And so if it passes by and if I lose the money, that's fine. You know. So these are some of the ways that people are able to break into cybersecurity. All right. So 1 out of 4 done. I told you it's going to be really short. Now, should IT? What is it? Who we are? What are we aiming to achieve? The first thing is it's a 12-week program, 12-week course with hands-on experience. Like I mentioned, it's a boot camp where we are focused on learning to prepare ourselves for certifications within cybersecurity, like the CompTIA and the ISA CA SACA. And there is also a teaching style that will seek to break the complex concept within cybersecurity, making it as simple and as easy for anyone to understand, regardless of the background that you have, whether you're an expert in cybersecurity already, or whether you're somebody who just knows how to click a link and join a Zoom. The teaching styles to be able to cater for everybody, and then the goal is to get us to the same understanding and the same level of knowledge. As part of this program, there is a resume building and then an interview preparation portion to prepare you for the job market. And then you will have the opportunity to join future classes at no cost once you sign up. And then lastly, of course, this is not comprehensive. Then last on the list is a one-on-one mentorship to be able to start your cybersecurity career and then progress up until when you feel you're very comfortable. Okay, so it doesn't stop after the 12 weeks up until you get a job, working in the job, and until you get comfortably in the job. As long as you need help, you will continue to be a part of Shield IT. So think of it as a lifetime subscription. Now, in terms of the roadmap, again, 12 weeks, the next start class date is September 9th, and the meeting days are Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. Now, this may change depending on the people that sign up and what time works the best for most people. We will also have hands-on sessions, so it's not just going to be the theoretical part, but you also have the opportunity to have experience with some of the tools and the softwares and systems that are used within cybersecurity. And classes will be on Zoom, and these live classes will also be recorded, because when life happens, you're not able to join, or you're in class, you still want to go over the concept again, the classes will be recorded. So as part of the roadmap, the first few weeks or the start of the program, we'll be speaking a lot about the fundamentals of IT. Again, I think it's very important that people get and understand the fundamentals in IT before they decide to break into whatever branch or aspect of IT, including cybersecurity. That is very important. So we spend some time just going over all of these basic stuff. And then from weeks 3 to 10, we'll be delving deep into the major cybersecurity concepts, the trainings, and the hands-on. And then after week 10, we will begin the resume building and the interview preparation, as well as the certification preparations. And then beyond week 12, again, as long as you want to be around, there is the post-training, how to attend interviews, how to prepare for interviews, which recruiters to reach out to, how to apply for jobs, applying for jobs. If you have an interview coming, you will have that one-on-one mentorship to be able to help you land a job that you desire. Again, like I mentioned, during the post-training certification preparation, specifically targeting the CompTIA Security Plus, and then being able to help you choose the right path in cybersecurity. There are multiple roles, and so maybe based on your personality, based on your background, based on your interest, it will help you guide you to whichever role that we both agree is the best fit for you. And then besides that, helping you to craft a good resume, the type of resume that will be able to help you get, more attention from recruiters and from job posters and from companies. Just reaching out to you sometimes without you necessarily having to do anything other than I just have a good resume. And also, if you saw a job that you like, you want your resume to stand out from the hundreds or thousands of applicants, that have also applied for that specific job. And helping you, search for the right jobs, search for jobs on the right platforms. And then if you get an interview that is coming up, preparing you on what to say, what not to say, how to prepare for it, what to do after the interview, what to do before the interview and during the interview. All of this is part of this program. And then hopefully when you get your offer letter, the skills on how to negotiate for the right salaries is also part of this program. Now, these are all the things that I said I will be providing, or Shield IT and the team will be providing, the services, the resources, all that. But then there is also an expectation or requirement from your end. And the first thing is that you would need a device that is able to connect to the internet, right? I'm sure you have it. That's how you're able to make it here. Second thing is that very, very important, you would want to attend the live classes. These classes definitely are going to be recorded, but in my experience, I think people who tend to miss classes a lot sometimes miss out on very important information. And majority of the time, it's very difficult to catch up once you miss one or two or three classes. Okay. So it's very important that as you're committing to this, you would want to attend the live classes, although they are recorded. Second thing is that, yes, you can attend all the classes that you want just to be present, but then you want to take notes. There will be PowerPoint slides that will be made available before class and also after class. There's a class drive that will have all of that information. But then if you can take that information that was shared and then you write it down in a way that you understand, and now that knowledge now becomes personified, right? It's very important that you do that. The next thing is that ask questions. We all do not know. That's why we allow ourselves to be taught, right? No question is wrong. No question is foolish. It's usually people who ask questions are usually people who tend to do very well, right? And you have the opportunity to be in a class with other students. You would want to engage with other students for projects, for homeworks, for assignments, for discussions, even for preparing for the certification exams and quizzes. It's usually better to do things, two is usually better than one, right? So you would want to engage and take advantage of the resources in terms of people and students that will be in the program with you. And there is a tweet that I saw on X, that your cybersecurity success mostly relies on your actions. 70% is from you. The other is from your mentor or boot camp. Your decision to learn, expand, grow, and succeed revolves around your actions. See, I think that if people want to invest 12 weeks of their time, invest thousands of dollars of their money, it's important that they get the best and the most out of it, right? If the goal here is to be able to get people to succeed, and whatever that success is to you within cybersecurity. And I am here, the team is here to help you as much as possible, right? We can only help as much as you allow yourself to be helped. And so personally, if I feel like there is any type of commitment in terms of the program and all that, I will personally advise you not to spend money, not to spend time, or spend it elsewhere. That is not the goal of this program, right? Much of the effort is also required on your side as much as we are trying to help. It's the same way people go to college, same class, same professor, same material, same exam, different grades. It all depends on how much work you are willing to put in. So I really want to encourage you that if you want to be a part of this program, be prepared to spend those 12 weeks of your life fully dedicated and serious to this. And at the end of it, when you are successful, it makes me happy, it makes me satisfied, it makes me feel like I've been able to make a positive impact, and that is the goal, right? So yeah, that is the expectations and um, requirements that we will be needing from your side. Now, the next one is enrollment. How do you enroll? So the average bootcamp cybersecurity is not this cost, right? And again, like I mentioned, it's to be able to help people. If you are here, you kind of need some type of help, I assume, right? That's why you are here. And I don't want people to just throw their monies away. No, the goal is to be able to make this investment that you're going to get back in multiple ways, right? I mentioned that the average salary of a cybersecurity specialist is $140,000. Now, even if it's at $100,000, your paycheck biweekly is $3,100. At $3,100, it pays for this program outright, just by your first biweekly salary. So the cost is $2,000, but from now up until September, let me double check, till September 3rd, if you're able to enroll, the cost is at $1,500. And it includes everything that I've mentioned, as well as the resume building. The goal is to get you to be a subject matter expert on LinkedIn. You have access to thousands of cybersecurity recruiters, and they will be prepping you for interviews. And there is also a payment plan for people that are unable to pay it outright right there and then. And so it's broken up into three. $500 by September 7th, classes start on September 9th, and then two payments of $500 every 2 weeks subsequently. So that is the cost. Now, how do you enroll? There is a form that has been going out in the chat box since we started, and it just went again. Like you fill the form, literally takes about 20 seconds to do so, and then we will contact you. Now, there are limited spots for this session. The goal again is to be able to help as many people as possible. And I find that if there are more people that enroll in the course, that is less attention per person that will be available. So once these spots fill up, and then prior to this session, there are already 3 or 4 people that have already signed up. We are not looking to get more spots. And then again, the goal is not the money. The goal is to be able to help people, get to their dream jobs. So the spots are limited. And once for this session, the spots are filled up, spots will be closed. And then there might be another session sometime next year. So if you are able to refer a friend and then they are also able to enroll, you will get $200 off your enrollment price for every enrolled user, right? So $1,500, you refer 2 people, you are paying only $1,100. And at the end of it all, if you decide to take the CompTIA Security Plus certification, there is a voucher or a coupon that is available to take 20% off the total cost for that certification exam. In terms of payments, again, once you fill out the Google form, we will reach out to you and work with you for payment, but then it's going to generally be through Cash App and also PayPal. And then the last session is questions. But before I open the floor to people to ask questions, I have a few facts that I want to go over. And the first question is that I do not have a background in IT at all. Can I still enroll in this program? Before I answer that, there's a tweet on the right that says, the more you get into IT, the more you realize how much you do not know. It's okay to not know everything. It's very normal in IT. The battle of learning never stops, which is why I always say I don't know everything because I'm always learning. I have certifications in IT. I've been working in cybersecurity for some time now. I do not know everything. I started like you again, went to pharmacy school, practicing as a pharmacist, but I was able to land a job, by the grace of God. So I don't know everything, and you do not need to know everything. However, what I tell people is if you can use a phone, you can take a picture, you can read your mails, You can download an app from the App Store. You can do all these basic things. You are very likely going to thrive within a cybersecurity field and within every field in IT. Second thing also that I would tell people is, regardless of what you know today, if something happened, let's say you disappeared and you came back 5 years after, and then we gave you a phone, you'd probably be too surprised about how much you do not know. That is how technology is. It's always evolving, it's always changing. And I am usually my mind is usually blown about how rapid, the world of technology keeps changing every time. Right. So no, you don't need to have a background in IT, no prior background. That's why we start with teaching everybody the basics and the fundamentals within IT. The next question, frequently asked question is, how likely am I to get a job after this program? And then I would say that that is not something that can easily be told because multiple factors come in, right? Right now, the economy in the US is not the same as it used to be in, let's say, 2019. The job market in the US is not the same as it used to be in 2019. But what I would tell you is, if you were to take a look at LinkedIn right now to see how many jobs within cybersecurity are available, there are thousands of them, thousands and thousands of them. For my LinkedIn profile, I always just sometimes want to apply to jobs to prepare myself for interviews, recruiters, just see how the process is like. And as such, today I've applied to about 1,500 jobs within the last maybe 9 months, right? I've attended interviews, offer letters, all of that stuff. So then it tells me that at least 1,000 jobs have been filled within the cybersecurity space within these few months, right? So that is the first thing that we should know. The second thing is also, it depends on you, right? Some people want to break into the field and get a job of $170,000 right away. It's not, it might be possible, but the chances are very minimal for that to happen, right? Some people are also looking for remote jobs. Maybe the better option might be a hybrid job. So these are all the different factors that we have to put into. And another thing also is, are you willing to apply for jobs? And then how well are you doing or not doing during interviews? And that's where we come in, right? To be able to make sure that the chances or the likelihood of you first getting a job interview and also doing very well in a job interview is increased. And that way, the possibility of you also getting a job is also increased, right? I think a lot of boot camps might give the false hope that as soon as you take this boot camp, after 3 months, the fourth month, you're going to be working. I really don't know how honest that is, to be honest, because anything and everything is possible. Things can change. Sometimes you may even get a job right before the classes and the training ends. It's totally fine. But then again, likelihood, the chances, the probability is increased, based on the resources and then the wisdom and the guidance and the mentorship that is available for you to get a job. The third question is, what if I miss a class? Classes are going to be recorded. And then there's a class drive that will have all the recorded lectures and everything. So if you miss a class, not a problem. You can always go back to watch them. And then the last thing is that is there a certification at the end? So this bootcamp does not offer certification, but it's something that you can add on to your resume as part of a project or as part of a group that you've been in. Every single interview that I have attended, speaking to people, I always tell them that, look, outside of work, I do have a team of cybersecurity people that I network with, that I communicate with. We talk about things, trends, just things that are coming up within the cybersecurity field. And I would tell you that every interviewer or every recruiter that I have mentioned this to has been so impressed and has been wanted to, ask me more questions about it. It has always been a highlight of my resume or all the interviews that I've been in just by mentioning I'm part of a cybersecurity group, you know. So those are the frequently asked questions. I do apologize. I'm not sure what happened there, but I would take questions now if people do have questions. All right, just making sure people can hear me still.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so the first question in the chat says, since I understand that everyone has different learning styles, I don't have, can you explain how the hands-on will be structured during the sessions? I'm curious to know how practical tasks will be guided and how we can follow along, especially for beginners like myself. And so before, to answer your question, I assume the name is Joseph. To answer your question, before there is a practical session, let's say Monday, Tuesday, Thursday is where we are meeting, when we are meeting. Monday and Tuesday, we will focus more on the theory. And then on Thursday, we will do the practical. Now, the practical is going to be different depending on what topic and what system that we are learning, right? So I give an example that um, if we are going to be using a Tenable vulnerability management tool, there are free versions of it that anyone can download. So the goal is that there would be a document that has how to install Tenable. So prior to class, I'll encourage the students that this is how you want to install Tenable before you come to class. And when you come to class, the screen will be shared and all the things that we have learned about vulnerability management, we will try to see how they apply in real life on the Tenableness tool on that specific Thursday. And to be more of it's been done and then you follow along, to be able to get everybody along. And again, every system, every topic, it's going to be different, but this is how it's going to be. There will be times that we may have to log into a virtual machine, all that depending on the system, but it would be to the point that, everybody has the same understanding and everybody has the same level of knowledge. I don't know if that helped, Joseph. Now, the next question is by EO. Can we get a recording of this info session? I will look into it and see how possible that can be, but I don't see why I don't see any problem or any reason why that cannot be made available. So yes, we'll make that request available. Please be sure to fill out the Google form. And then the last part of that Google form says, do you have any further questions? And please indicate that you would want a recording of this info session. All right, so KD says, do we need a laptop for this course, or can we learn the course thoroughly with just a smartphone? I believe that just for the purpose of the hands-on, a laptop would be very helpful. The smartphone will help with the theory, the notes, accessing the class drive and everything. But then when it comes to a hands-on, you would want to have a laptop to be able to follow along. All right, any further questions? All right, the form, again, once again, has been posted in the chat, and I think it's just in time to answer your question, Katie. When you click the form, it sends you to a page, and it just asks you for some few information, and it's literally takes about 15 to 20 seconds to do so. All right, any further questions? All right, so we can make it short if there are no further questions. But one thing that I would love to do, just because we have a few minutes, is to show us what really goes through my mind when I'm applying for jobs, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen and people see my screen. All right, so the first thing that you'd want to do, you know, this is just a demo of what I will be teaching the class in terms of LinkedIn, becoming a subject matter on LinkedIn. The first thing you want to do is that you would want to have your account looking like your real account, right? You don't want to create an account and it only has like 2 followers. If you were scrolling on Instagram and you saw an account with 3 followers, 5 followers, you probably think that is a spam or that is not a real account, right? So that's the first thing that you'd want to do. And of course, your job experience, where you went to school, and then the skills. Skills are very, very, very important. And I would tell us why in a few minutes. The other thing also is the profile that you have on LinkedIn should match your resume. It should also match your Indeed account. Everything must be the same. From the time you started to the time you ended, to the certification and the skills, your education, everything must be the same or close to the same as much as possible, right? So now, if I just go to jobs and then these are jobs without even typing in any specific role, jobs within the United States that LinkedIn has picked for me based on, let's say, my job application habits, based on the skills that I have in my profile, based on the experience that I have on my profile. These are the jobs, right? So it's the first one that I'm thinking, remote job, 70K to 85K, it's fully remote. Let's see what it's saying. The first one is that 3 out of 4 skills match for my profile. You may be a good fit. What people need to understand is that in the past, people would sit down and analyze every application that is coming through. Now, we, the job applicants, have become lazy. The same way, the same thing is happening on the other side. The job posters have also become lazy. Nobody wants to sit there and read through over 100 applicants. And so AI is basically what does everything. AI is analyzing my resume, my application to make sure that there are keywords within the job that I have. And then if I do have those keywords in my resume, I will be selected, or my resume will be considered. And if you don't have certain keywords, the AI is just going to drop your application and then you're going to apply to hundreds and hundreds of jobs and you're never going to get a response. Right. So this is not a great example of what I wanted to show. Um, all right, let's see. Not much of this. Yep. So you look at this job, it says I have 8 skills out of 10 that they're requiring. And usually if I really want the job, I'm interested to see what skills do I not have. I do have them, it's just not added. So I'm gonna add it and then I will add the 10th skill. So now, if I'm now applying to this job with all the over 100 applicants, and it could be 500, it could be 1,000, I'm going to stand out a lot because all the skills that they are requesting, I have them. Now, keywords, right? Talks about MITRE CVEs and APTs. Talks about exploits, ransomware, CNC, DDoS, botnets, APTs, Windows, Linux, Mac, IPS, VLANs, IPsec, VPN, all that stuff. So as long as I have these keywords on my resume, it makes it a lot easier for me to be selected for such a role. So the way that the application processes work is that you apply for the job, and then your application may get viewed. So once you get an email saying your application was viewed, that is a good step because some people's application will not be viewed, just be thrown away. So once it gets viewed, then usually what happens is that within the same day or the next day, you have somebody reach out to me like, hey, Nana, I saw you apply for this role for this company. Do you have some time to talk? And I did get two today, although I did not apply for the job, and I'll come to that. I did get two today. And then I asked them, where is this job? They said it's in Boston. And I asked them, is it a remote job? They said, no, it's a hybrid role. I said, I'm not looking for a hybrid role right now. And then she was like, okay, cool. You have a great resume. Have actually, I believe the email is here. You have great resume. You have a lot of great things that are happening. Can I keep your contact so that if there is a job in the future, I can connect you? I said yes. So this is the power of having a good resume. This is the power of having a good LinkedIn. It causes you to stand out. So yes, people are struggling to get jobs, but then there are jobs that are there and they are going to people. So if you can ask yourself, what is it that is making people get attention? What is it that they are doing? And if you can do exactly what they are doing, you also become that kind of person who attracts a lot of attention from recruiters. Sometimes you just having a good resume, LinkedIn profile just there without you applying for a job, recruiters would just be reaching out to you, telling you that we have a job for you. And I do get that a lot. So um, this is again what this mentorship program is about. This is what I was referring to. Reach out to me about a hybrid role that is there. Majority of the people that I reach out to me just talking to me about jobs, some of them I don't even respond. You know, nope, not this. This job, that job. And this is just for the month of August. This is also a job opening, job opening. So there is a lot, 95K with 10% bonus. And again, if it's not remote and that I'm not looking to further to continue or to further the conversation, I do end it from there. But I'm just letting you know that yes, there are a lot of jobs that are around, for people to apply to. And the goal here is to be able to train you and to help you so that you can secure a job. So, um, remote jobs with a role cybersecurity analyst or analyst in some type of within the US, 676 jobs waiting to be filled. So, um, that was just a small demo that I wanted to share with people. And I'm just gonna end here the last 5 minutes and see if there are any other questions that people have or anything that you feel like I should have addressed that I have not addressed. Again, the form is in the chat somewhere. And if you can just fill it, we will reach back out to you after this session within 24 hours. All right. If there are none, I want to say thank you very much, everybody, for attending this info session. We will reach out to you, get back to you. Thank you for your time. Please fill out the form and hopefully we will see each other on September 9th. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good night. Bye-bye. So there is a question about, do I think LinkedIn account is a must in this field? I think that majority of job posters, if I was running a company and I needed to hire people, the first place that I'm going to be looking at is LinkedIn. So yes, I do believe that LinkedIn is a great platform to help you get a job. I don't know about a must. The job that I currently work at, it's because I applied on LinkedIn. but I've also attended interviews that people just reached out to me without me having to apply anything. But LinkedIn really, really does help, in my opinion. Yep. All right. Thanks, guys. I will end the meeting shortly. The recording will be available. Have a good night. Bye, everyone.